Okay, let's get these measurements right here on these shock shafts, get the stroke right. I went with 2 shims, and a shim is 0.30 inches. But my shims were, some of them were 32, some were 31, some were 33s, and I just put them all together in different ones. So the accuracy is a little bit off. And that's okay though, but I'm going to go to the metric, which is a 0.79 for a 0.031 inch. And that's the easiest way for me to do it. So when I get this set, I'm going to add that much length, and I'll show you how I do it. Now, I go through here and I just check this. Now there's a lot of different ways to do this. You can do it from the shock body to here, or you can just go from here. Now I know when I tightened these down, they're going to be pretty accurate with the end of the body because I checked all that before I built them. I think I showed you that. I sanded it down a little bit to try to keep them as close as I could. So when I tighten this down, I can just go right off my bottom cup that holds my O-rings in. So let's just go ahead and measure this one here. We're going to come up with about a 20.36, 20.37 stroke on that one. And this one here, we're going to come up with about a 20.70. So it's longer. It's a longer stroke. So that's the one I'm going to want to go with. So now I'm going to want to add a 0.77 to that stroke. And the reason why I want to do that, which would be a 21.47, is what I'm going to want to make that stroke out to. So I'm going to set this at 21.47. The reason why I'm doing this is because I added a shim. We could go ahead. You know what? We'll just go. Well, we'll go with a 21.47 right there. I'm going to tighten this up. Now I'm just going to loosen this until I get it to this setting. This was my longest one. So we'll just back this up just a little bit. Got to go a little bit more. Now if I want to use my dang it, I cleaned all the burrs off of these, and when I threaded it I still got some in there, so get that off of there real quick. Might be a bit of a chore. That's from when we threaded it on. Let's try that again here. Yep, I'm going to have to back her out just a little bit more. 21.47. We're getting there. Oh, we're close, just a little bit more. Getting there. After you build these a few times this way, you just get to where you know you can stop just a little bit before, right about where you hold these pliers to thread it on. You can just about stop right there, but we're doing it this way so I can show you guys how to set that. If you want to use 2, if you want to use 1 shim, okay, we're there. Just a little bit looser. Alright, we're good. We got her right about where we want her. 21.47. Now this one, we're going to have to unscrew it just a tiny bit more than the other one to get it accurate. because it was a little bit shorter on the stroke. A little bit more. Now this is going to be getting us right back pretty much to our box stock setting if we had one shim in there. A little bit more. There we go, we're there. 21.47. That's pretty dang close. Could go just a hair more. So now we've got the stroke on these the same. If we was to want to check it, we can't really check it from there, but we could just kind of check them both from here. See how we're looking. 30.07. This one's a 30.17. 30.16. Let's kind of check this one. So it's a little bit off. There could be some reasons for that, but let's try this right here real quick. 21.48. 21.55. So this one I went just a little too far. Snug her back down here a little bit. 21.46. 30.00. I'm just double checking everything here. That's going to be close enough. I'm going to go by the blue nut. Which would say this needs to be out just a little bit further. And that's as close as it's going to get. I'm just going to always stick with the blue nut. 21.47 on the front. That's where I'm going to end up. There you go. Something to think about. Some stuff to look at. Things to try. That's how you run two shims. If you're going to run one, you just go ahead and snug this all the way down till it bottoms out. Then check both of them for the length. Go with the longest one. And then set your eyelets to where the stroke's the same on them. And there you have it. Your fronts are ready to go. The nice thing about this is if I want to run that inner hole, I can just simply screw that in till it bottoms out, gauge both of them, and run the inner lower eyelet or the inner shock tower eyelets, and I don't got to break the shock all apart to put a shim in, or to put a limiter in there. So now let's do the back ones real quick. We're going to call that a 27.20. This one a 26.90. Put a little pressure on it. 27.20, so it's going to be a 27.97 is what I'm going to want to make that. Because I'm adding 0.77 millimeters to it. What was that again? A 27.20. So it's going to be a 27.97. Oh, it's fun getting right on the money, ain't it? I could probably go with a 28 and be done with it. But we're going to try to be a little more accurate about it. And I'm just splitting the difference of those washers anyway, so. 27.97. Come on, baby, be nice. Well, 27.97. Boy, I got lucky there. Cinch that down. And you can see about the thickness of a, it's going to be about the thickness of a washer. I just got to unscrew it. Oh boy, I hit that one right on it. That one's really good. 27.96 just moved on me. We're going to stick with the 27.96 for now. Screw that about the thickness of a washer. Go a little bit more. Then we'll double check everything and zero it in from there. Close. I'd like to have one of those little gadgets they sell where you could just build the shock and then put it on one of those things and get one eyelet to the other the same length. And we'll be checking that on the kit. Once we get it built, we can always check that with the caliper. Make sure we got our droop set the same. Well, we're getting real close there. There we go. We're good there. So now let's just double check them all. 96. 2807. So we're going to screw that one in just a little bit. Close enough. Maybe just a hair more. $27.96. Now, if I want to run the inner shock tower, I always run the inner lower eyelet. I think pretty much everyone does on the rear. So what I'll do is I'll just screw that until it snugs up. If I want to run the inner shock tower eyelet, I'm going to screw that until it bottoms out and check whichever one's the longest and gauge them both to the same length. Nothing to it. Now I got an option there when I want to run different shock tower settings or lower eyelet settings. I got some options there to play with, and I don't have to worry too much about scoring any of that up, because this here is going to be on there, and don't got to worry about it. The notches that I might have made with my side cutters, because it's not even going to get to an O-ring till it gets past that first washer in there. So that's that. We got these calibrated, and it's going to be time to do some shock oils. And if you found one of these little doodads right here, this is an Offner brand. I think I gave $10 for this thing. It sure makes building shocks a breeze. I couldn't hardly do without it. So I will be back, and we'll get some oil in these things. I'll show you how I do my oil, and we'll go from there. Talk to you later.